Hey everybody, welcome back to Living with Lupus. It's Jaleesa. So I was supposed to make this video on May 1st. It's now May 7th, but I didn't feel like it. So, if you know anything about lupus, if you have lupus, you know when you don't feel like doing something, you're just not gonna do it. We get tired very easily. So I just didn't do it. And we're a week later and I'm doing it now. So thank you for clicking on the link, watching the video. So today, instead of doing my normal video like I've been doing in the past with my Benlista shots, which I already did this week, I did that on May 1st. I'm going to do just kind of like a how did I get here type of story while I get ready for this event. So yeah, so I guess I'll just go ahead and start. Let me move this closer. Y'all know I ain't no professional, so I'll be winging it. But anyway, so backstory on how I basically found out that I have lupus. I was diagnosed in 2014 after having a whole bunch of different tests done. Because it's hard to diagnose lupus just right off the bat. Like most of the time, you're gonna have to go through a bunch of different tests before they can narrow down that yes, it is lupus that's causing these aches and joint swellings and things like that. So for me, that's what happened. I think I had started getting testing done like I don't know, maybe spring, and I didn't find out what was going on till like the fall for sure of 2014. So once I found that out, I started getting medications for my joints and stuff. I'm about to put my bonnet on in a minute, y'all. But yeah, I started getting medications for my symptoms, and it really kind of did help initially. But from there, I ended up moving down to North Carolina. Moved down to North Carolina where I did not have a physician like I did here in Michigan. So basically, I did not take care of myself when I went down there. I did not make sure I was straight. I was broke as ever as well. So I definitely didn't have the money to afford all the care and stuff like that. Like the job that I had at the time, I'm trying to remember if it had health insurance or not. It probably did, but I was younger. I didn't really know. Like I said, I had recently been diagnosed. So, it was just kind of all new to me. So I just basically, long story short, didn't take care of myself. Once I ran out of the medication that I had brought with me to North Carolina, that was pretty much it. And I didn't look to get the medications refilled, which is very irresponsible. So make sure that you take care of yourself first and foremost. Secondly, so once I ran out of my medication, I ended up just kind of maintaining. Some days I would not feel good. I couldn't get out of bed. I would have joint pains, aches, and stuff like that. But nothing that I thought was too serious. So I was just going on about my life. And then 2016 hit. 2016 is probably one of the worst years of my life. And I had this headache that just would not go away. But I never really thought anything of it until one day I went to get out of bed to go to work. And my feet were swollen, but they weren't in pain. They were just kind of like swole up like ham hocks. And I'm like, this is weird. I need to go figure out what's going on. So I went to the emergency room and they took my blood pressure. My blood pressure was through the roof. It was like 200 over something. So it was very high. Oh, I forgot to. Anyway, it was super high. So they, did the urine test and everything. Long story short, they determined that I had kidney failure and heart failure and fluid around my lungs and stuff. So they admitted me to the hospital, like expeditiously, basically. The nurse told me if I had waited, I think it was the doctor who told me that, if I had waited any longer, that I would end up on dialysis. Like, that's how bad my kidneys was. So I was in the hospital for 10 days in Charlotte. And while I was there, I missed the 2016 election. I was not able to vote. And that is how Trump got in office, because I was laid up in a hospital somewhere. Not able to do anything. So my bad, y'all. Um, so yeah, I had the fluid removed from around my lungs twice while I was in the hospital for those first 10 days. They had poked a hole. I don't even know how they did it. It seemed like everything happened so fast. They got a hole somehow, put a tube in my heart, and so I had this bag coming out of a tube in my chest for like a week, and it was basically just collecting the fluid that was around my heart. Like I was down bad. So they had did that. I had a kidney biopsy while I was there, which took forever for them to set up, and I had good insurance at the time. So I had a kidney biopsy, and they pretty much determined that my kidneys were level 4 kidney failure, stage 4 kidney failure out of 5. So, you know, it was pretty bad, but barely anything on here. So once they did that, they could kind of determine what to do. I was on all types of medications. I still am, but not nearly as many as I was back then. They also offered for me to consider chemotherapy. And a lot of people don't know this, but you don't have to necessarily be treating cancer in order to have chemotherapy as a treatment. So that's what happened to me. However, this was in November. So I didn't accept the chemo first. I just was like, okay, well, I don't want to do that. Let's just do, the medication treatments and see how that goes. Well, the medication, I basically felt like I was doing chemo anyway. Like I was vomiting every day, couldn't keep anything down, losing weight. So after a while, I had ended up having a seizure while I was in a Lyft vehicle on my way to a doctor's appointment. So while I'm on my way to get treatment, I had a seizure in the backseat. So by the grace of God, the Lyft driver took me to, I guess he dropped me off at the ER or whatever. And I just kind of woke up. I think I woke up like 7 or 8 hours later. And one of actually 2 of my sorors, or 3 now, because shout out to Dominique, she is a soror now, was there. And I was just like, what are y'all, first of all, what am I doing here? Because last time I checked, I was on my way to the hospital. I was on my way to a doctor's appointment. And they was like, we texted you, you didn't answer. We called you didn't answer. So we basically called all the hospitals in Charlotte to figure out if you was in the hospital or not. And I was. So they were there when I woke up. Shout out to the soror, Sigma Gamma Rho. I bang with y'all. Y'all be looking out. So yeah, so that's what happened. And after that, I just told my doctor that I feel like I'm going through all of this madness, that I might as well try the chemo, because at least that'll be a more effective drug compared to what I'm doing. Like I'm just suffering, and potentially these pills ain't working. So I might as well try the hard stuff and go from there. So I did chemotherapy for, how many rounds did I do? I think I was supposed to do 6. I only did 4. And I guess it did what it was supposed to do, but like I said, it's horrible. Like if you know anybody that has had cancer or any other type of disease like lupus, and they've had to do chemotherapy, please check on them and just see how they're doing. It's very traumatic. Like it's very, very traumatic. Like I said, I was vomiting every single day. I couldn't fit any of my clothes. Everything was falling off of me. I was so thin just because I couldn't keep anything down. I just couldn't eat. So it was bad. It was called Cytoxin, if y'all want to Google it. It has some horrible side effects as well. Y'all know, if y'all know me, y'all know I love my nails, getting my nails done. I never really was a acrylics type of girl, so I never really got fake nails. I could just always get my real nails done. But once I started doing the chemo, Y'all not gonna believe me. And I wish I had a picture to show y'all. But once I started doing the chemo, my nails grew on top of each other. Like I had double nails on my fingers and on my toes. So like, imagine if you got a fake nail on your nail and that fake nail is growing out, but you still got your regular nail underneath. That's what my nails look like, except it was 2 layers of real nails on my fingers. So yeah, and to this day, my nails are still black underneath. I'll post a picture next time I get my nails done, so like when they're not covered. But underneath my nails is still like tints of black because the cytoxin basically messed up my nails. And then my lips never used to be this dark either. So that's something else that I could contribute to it. So, you know, it really does suck. It was, like I said, one of the worst times in my life. That was 2016. And then in 2017, I moved back home to Michigan, to Grand Rapids, where, you know, my family and friends could look out for me. So that has been a blessing for me for these last 5 years now. I've been back home, almost 5 years in October. But, you know, it's been hard out here. But I definitely am grateful for where I am now, because, you know, it was some days when I just did not see the point of even being alive. Like, I just was suffering so bad. It just was horrible. So that's why, you know, I just kind of I try to live life to the fullest, not take things too seriously, not be too negative if I can help it, and just enjoy life, have a good time and stuff like that. So what am I forgetting? Oh, right now, so I still have kidney failure, but it's stage 3 now instead of stage 4. So it's improving a little bit, which is good. I've tried so many different things. Rituxan is another, it's not a chemo, but it's like it's kind of like a chemo treatment where they put in your IV, or they put in your vein, and you just gotta sit there, let it do its thing or whatever. So I've done that. I've done the chemo. I've done all these medications. I've done mycophenolate. I probably got that right around here somewhere. I actually do. I can show y'all how big these pills are real quick. This is the mycophenolate. This huge pill I used to have to take every single day, but now I don't. Now I just have to stab myself in the stomach. So guess it's, you know, it is what it is. But and then I could show y'all real quick too what, I ain't gonna get too much into too many details, but just so y'all can get an idea of what my, can I flip the camera? I guess not. Regimen is. These are my current medications. Am I showing it? Because this is the, okay, I think so. Current medications right now. So again, before it was way more. So I'm definitely blessed to not have to take as many. But this is my medicine drawer. Trying to tilt it in the right way. This is my medicine drawer that has everything that either I used to take or I still do, and I just don't want it all on the counter. So, you know, it's rough out here. And then I have to get labs done all the time to get my blood drawn. And I got these weak veins. They can hardly ever get the needle in sometimes. And that stuff adds up. And I feel like my doctor just be having me do labs for stuff that he already know the answer to. Like, bro. But that's a whole nother conversation. So anyway, I don't think I'm forgetting anything. I might be. But I'm going to go ahead and finish getting ready. But I just wanted to make sure I dropped the video. Because like I said, it is Lupus Awareness Month. So tell someone that you know that has lupus, that you love them, check on them. Don't check on me though. I'm good. And I got enough people. That sounds so bad. But, you know, also too, I should say this. when we have these diseases and disorders, they don't define us. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it can be a little bit annoying when people always want to see how you're doing and if you're okay. And like, I'm good, you know, y'all know if I'm not good. So I definitely appreciate people looking out for me and checking on me. But, you know, just check on me to check on me, not just based off the lupus. Dang, this pimple. But anyway, I'll just say all that to say, check on your other friends and family. Don't check on me. But I love y'all, and happy Lupus Awareness Month to all of my fellow fighters. We out here, we still making it, we still doing what we gotta do. So yeah, if y'all have questions, maybe I'll do like a frequently asked questions video one day. But if y'all have questions and want to know more, or if it's something that I left out, just let me know. Oh, something I should say too, going back real quick to the chemo. Everybody who does chemotherapy does not lose their hair. I'm grateful that I don't know if it was just the type of chemo, but a lot of times it's not necessarily the chemo that causes people to lose their hair. It's the radiation when they have cancer or whatever. So I don't have hair loss. My hair is actually flourishing these days. I don't, even with lupus, people lose their hair even with lupus. Or they have like rashes on their face and over their skin, things like that. I don't have that either. I do get sores. I do get sores sometimes. Of course, I get like joint pains on my fingers, my toes, my knees, my jaws, to where I can barely open my mouth to eat. So it just kind of depends. You know, we're all different. Our symptoms are all going to be different. But, oh, and something else I'll be wanting to tell y'all to stop doing. Maybe I'll do another video of what not to say to people who have lupus. Like, don't tell somebody that you know somebody who died that has lupus. Like, we already traumatized and scared. So telling us that you know somebody that died is not going to help. Don't do that. But anyway, I think I'm rambling now. I'm going to go ahead and finish getting ready. So yeah, I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.